Spider-Man Homecoming movie review, it makes you root for Tom Holland as Peter Parker. There were several presumptions about Spider-Man having a big and late homecoming into the Marvel Universe. When the trailer of Tom Holland wearing a touchy suit came out, the doubts grew darker as Iron Man was there to mentor the new kid on the block. Many thought that the influence of a big Avenger can ruin the basic essence of Spider-Man, who, for so many decades, has created his own identity as a next-door superhero in the Marvel Comics. However, Spider-Man Homecoming proves them all wrong and emerges as the summer treat for the fans. A complete joy right from its first frame to the last, yes. Including the post-credit scenes, the film delivers on almost every level, and the biggest asset turns out to be Spider-Man himself. The 21-year-old Tom Holland perfectly fits the bill of the new age Spidey, growing up in the age of Avengers and alien attacks. Holland feels like a natural in the skin of Peter Parker, nerd, awkward, clumsy and a nobody kind of boy next door. He isn't rich or dynamic, and that is the strength of the character. Peter Parker, Tom Holland, a 15-year-old high school sophomore from Queens, is a next-door superhero who had his major break during Avengers Civil War, and after getting an uber-cool suit from Tony Stark, is playing a neighborhood superhero, stopping tiny thefts and sometimes creating problems. However, amid his petty outings comes a time when he finds himself facing the Vulture, Michael Keaton, and his alien tech. It's up to Peter to bust them, though as Spider-Man he's still figuring out what the heck he's doing. In his red and blue spandex costume, now layered with computer intelligence, he shimmies up and around dizzying angles with features like web grenade and even spider web wings. Always in a sticky situation thanks to his immature skills as a superhero, there are real moments up in the sky. You're up there with him, doing just what you're supposed to be doing at a movie like this one. Tom wins hearts as a gawky, anxious deer-in-headlights teen innocence that's so fumblingly aw shucks and ordinary that it seems almost incongruous when he's referred to as the Spider-Man. What he looks and acts like is Spider-Boy. Tobey Maguire, who certainly seemed boyish at the time, was 26 years old when he first played Peter, but Holland was just 20 when he shot this film, and it makes a difference. Spider-Man Homecoming is the story of a savior who's still mucking around in the business of being a kid. The film comes across as more engaging, funny and relaxed than its predecessors. Director John Watts took extra care to mingle Peter in the Avengers universe without dominating the aloofness of Spider-Man. He was and is the standalone neighborhood hero who doesn't belong in any team. There is, of course, Iron Man to mentor him, but Robert Downey Jr.'s presence never overpowers Holland's ingenuity, and that's a plus. The supporting cast of the film also fits in well. While Keaton is sinister as a villain and turns up where you least expect him. Jacob Batalon as Ned is Peter's best bud and the first one to discover his alter ego. He is the perfect sidekick and of course a friend in need. Now, no Spider-Man film is complete without a romance, and here Peter's crush is his high school senior Liz, Lore Harrier. However, it is Zendaya whose character stays with you despite limited screen timing. Not fully explored, looks like Watts is saving her for the sequel. The new young adult spin-off of Marvel tries its best to feed away from the classic comic hero. There is a moment where the iconic mid-air kiss is expected, but instead, the gawky Spidey falls down, leaving the audience with a chuckle. There is no Uncle Ben, and instead of a Tony Stark, whose persona is not as advisable around kids anyway. The films feel like a typical Marvel ride at moments, with basic scripts mixed with relatable moments and emotions. Overall, the universe has successfully sent its message that this kid isn't quite super, he's just like you. It's refreshing to see a character as mythical as Spider-Man portrayed in such a user-friendly, sanded down, grounded way. This one deserves a watch for its fresh take on the web-spinning hero and for a revisit to your high school days. Rating, 3.55.